Berkeley family, parents, teachers, students, and friends. Welcome to Berkeley Talks. This is our grade 5 podcast where we unlock and unpack some of the minds of my grade 5 students. And here we have some of the students from 5A, Group 2, and they're pretty cool kids. And we're going to unpack a pretty interesting topic that I'm pretty sure that all of our grade 5 students are interested in and have lots to share about. But before we do that, we're going to introduce ourselves by saying our name and if we could be in another country right now, which country would it be? So we'll start with you, go around the circle.
Hello, my name is Liam, and if I had to pick any country that I would be in right now, I would be in Spain because I've been there and it's been a very nice country.
Hi, my name is Sophia.
Speak louder.
My name is Sophia, and if I could be in another country, it would be Hawaii. That's not
Yeah. To Hawaii, it is.
Hi, my name is Emma, and if I would like to be in a country, I would be in France, maybe.
Oui.
Hi, my name is Mila, and if I would choose to be in another country, I would go to New Zealand.
Yay! Someone's excited here.
Good choice.
Hi, my name is Ana Victoria, and if I would be in a country right now, I would be in Australia.
Oh!
Hey!
Let's get it.
Hi, my name is Matias, and if I could be in a country right now, it would be Argentina.
Oh.
Okay.
Alright, so the topic that we are unpacking today is whether or not video games are good for kids. Who here plays video games? Yeah? Cool. Well, can I be honest? Completely honest. I've actually never played a video game before in my life. No, never, ever. So, it's like video games, like PlayStation 4, is that a thing?
Yeah, PlayStation 4,
Yeah.
PS3, PS2,
Cool.
PS1, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and Wii U, and there's like...
Actually, no, you know what I have done? I don't know if it's a video game, but it's karaoke style or something like that. Yeah?
I don't even think that's a video game.
Oh, okay. But...
It's like
Well, the last time, actually, no, I had played Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
That's like 1998.
Uh,
What's the last time I did kids? Yeah, they're like, oh, that was a year back in the olden days, I guess, as some would say. But anyway, so some of you play video games. What kind of video games are out there?
like Fortnite, Uncharted, Minecraft, God of War, Battlefront, Mario Kart, or like there's a lot.
Alright, cool. So, are video games good for kids? We're going to go around the circle and I'd love to hear what your opinion is on that. And then we can unpack it some more. We'll start with Emma Cascante and then we'll go around. Emma.
Well, I think it depends because if it's a violent game, maybe the kid would think that it's a correct thing to do. But if it's a learning game, maybe it's good because you learn. But watching it too much it hurts your eyes and you can get problems in your eyes.
Interesting. Alright. What about you, Sophia?
Yeah, I think it depends because it can have like a bad influence or like damage your eyes or brain. But if you play it for a short amount and it's not too violent, then I think it's fine.
Okay, cool. Liam.
Yeah, it still kind of depends which game you're playing because like some games are for learning and like some can just have like violence, blood, and just like bad stuff that are not for kids. So yeah, it just depends on the game.
Sure. What about you, Matias? Mati?
Well, I think if you really like the game and you spend a lot of hours in the game, you'll be addicted to the game. Like, I had a friend that came to my house and he had like all the games. He had PlayStation, Switch, all of that. And he was like, "Oh, I need my Nintendo. I need my PlayStation. I need to play a video game. Oh my god!" Like that. So if they were going to be so addicted, they'll be like, "I need my PlayStation or just stuff." Or yeah.
Yeah.
So
So in that,
Yeah.
we're gonna touch on that too. That's really good point. What about you?
I think it depends because some games help you learn, and some are very violent with guns and blood. So I think it depends, and also the amount of time you play it. And yes.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So, I think some really interesting opinions going around. Depends on whether or not it's violent or there's bloodshed and all that kind of stuff. There's also opportunities for learning. We can use video games for educational purposes, creativity. Okay. So, I want to touch on your experience that you had. Who here plays outside? Yeah? You're still a generation that likes to play outside? Okay, cool. Put your hands down. Now, a bit of a reality, right? Where I've come from, there's something called a virtual world. You guys have heard of a virtual world before? Mm-hmm. So it's like this phenomenon that's going on at the moment. And a lot of young people, similar age to you, are so addicted to video games that they live in their own virtual world. Okay? And so when their game is put down, they don't necessarily know how to interact with the world outside of them. They live in their video game. Okay? So you talked about being addicted, right, to video games. What does that do? What do you think, or how do you think, that can impact things like being able to play outside, being addicted to your video game? Or about virtual worlds, and a lot of young people in Australia live in this virtual world, and so playing outside is almost like an art form now. It's almost forgotten. And one of the greatest things that I loved about coming here, particularly to this school, is seeing kids play at lunchtime. You know what I mean? Running around, playing tag. Like, oh my gosh, I forgot how to play tag because people don't play tag anymore. It's just seeing kids be what I know as being a kid, seeing people play, right? Do you think, maybe, just make a prediction if you think, that because video games are becoming more accessible, people a lot younger are getting phones or iPads, that people will forget how to play games, and people will be more on these? Do you think that could be a thing of the future? What are you and then you?
But what happens is like applications too instead of games too. Like once I met a boy that had he was 7 years old and he already had Fortnite, like those violent games. He had TikTok. Man, I'm 12 and I don't have TikTok.
Don't turn into mom here, okay?
So yeah, maybe the parents don't know what to do sometimes. I mean, he had 7 and he was already telling me all the things of Fortnite, and I was like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you mean. So he's like, look at this game, and there was blood and la 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 la. So I was like, how does this kid has that, or Fortnite, or these blood things, or that?
Right. Sophia?
Like maybe if the kid gets like electronics or like video games at a really young age, it could be bad because they're already like used to it. So like when they grow up, they'll be like every day like on their video games.
No, yeah, exactly. All right, Mila.
But I mean, it also like depends on the parents that they buy it for them, and that's like maybe some kids like don't know when to stop, and they just like keep on going. But like if their parents like control them and say like, okay, you can play for an hour, then you have to go outside, or like I don't know, like play with your siblings or something like that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna chuck this back in the work. You talked about creativity, right? Do you think, because like you said, playing video games provides opportunity for kids to be creative. Do you think that the creativity could kind of lend itself to maybe children finding creative ways to get away with it without consulting their parents, or regardless of what their parents have to say?
Well, I mean, it can happen that they have like creative ways to like argue with their parents.
To get around it,
Yeah,
playing.
but like my parents are like really strict about that. Like they say like don't argue, like stop and like do something else, be creative. So
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Liam, you had your hand up.
So, yeah, like me and my family only have like an hour and then an hour off of electronics. But like I have a friend that mostly just has it for the whole day, and his parents don't do anything about it. So he gets really addicted, and yeah.
I think like it's the problem with the parents for giving them the electronics and don't giving them a stop. Like maybe they're gonna think that it's the correct thing to kill people or something like that. So it will be like more dangerous. And now like every people is like more brusco. How do you say?
Like aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive. You see everybody and they're fighting or something. So maybe it's because the parents want to have time for them, but normally they give them electronics for them to like them to have peace or something. So I think the parents have to give them stuff.
Right. Mila, as well as Liam, you talked about how by interacting in a virtual world, whether it's through chat rooms or Fortnite, is that what you said?
Yeah.
That where you can communicate with other people. Is that good?
Like you do get like an interaction out of it, but it can like you don't know who's behind the screen, and it can be like a person who's doing like bad things.
Right. So Liam?
And also like when I've been playing too long in the virtual world, there's like different ways you can like move. So like when I take it off, I sometimes try and move, but like I can't because I keep forgetting that I'm in the real world, not the virtual world. That happens to me sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah. So virtual reality, video games, two different things. And I think that virtual reality is becoming more and more popular. That then you're going to have your own avatar and get to talk to someone like right there from China or New Zealand. And then it will become something so normal that the interaction with another human being will be different to experience. What do you think about all video games with the the console and the joysticks? That's gone, and then virtual reality comes. And what if you had your own avatar and you get to meet people from other places, but then how would you interact with the people that are actually living? You think it would be different? It would be better, worse?
I think it will be very difficult because you will be like Liam said, you will be like how do you say acostumbrado?
That's custom.
Yeah, you'll be used to walk like in the video game, so you forget things to do like how to cook or how to move yourself, and you'll be like.
Mm. What about teachers, guys, and people of our generation who aren't so familiar with the virtual world? Like, how do you think that'll affect students and their relationship with teachers if they, live in this virtual world? Emma.
I really think that they would be like more separated, and like the teachers are not gonna be so much needed like after that. Teachers like show everything, how to use the computer and all. Like all the people will be separated. Like the kid will be in the virtual world, and the teachers and some ones are not gonna like have anything to work because the kids likes to online with robots or something like that. So
Right.
So yeah, I have this thing that's called like an Oculus. It's kind of like VR, like where you put it on and you're actually like in the video game. And every 10 minutes I play in it, it kind of gives me a headache because like it's so close to your eyes. And I have this game called Gorilla Tag in it, and like a bunch of people talk in it, and like they say a bunch of inappropriate stuff. And yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Liam.
So your question was like how we'll interact outside. Like, let's see, if someone plays like a violent game, like always killing and stuff, they'll act like they act in the video game. Like if they kill in the video game, they will act like I will kill you or I will smash you or something like that, and they're like they will act like if they were in the video game.
Yeah.
Or how they act in the video game.
Sure, and that's the same point as what you said before, Sophia. Before, no, it's similar. It's similar. You know that it can influence people. If people are watching or interacting with violent games, they learn violent behaviors. That's what you're trying to say, right? Yeah. Okay. This part of our Berkeley Talks podcast to some audience participation Q&A. So I'm going to let's turn now to David Eden, bright and smart, who has a question for our crew here.
My question to all of Group 2 is that if you have played video games, how do they affect you?
Awesome. So from your experience, how have video games affected you? Okay, you personally.
I mean, sometimes I like feel lazy and I don't know, just want to play video games, but they don't really affect me. If I play video games for like an hour, I'm good. Doesn't really affect me.
yeah, I like David said, it can affect really your eyes if you play too much, and your mind. Like I said after, if you play too much, like a violence game, maybe the kid is gonna think with guns, like kill people is the correct thing. So like Mila said, like you play 1 hour is like okay because it's not too much. It's not gonna affect you too much, but it can affect your eyes. You play too much and like this and all that.
Anyone else? Liam, what about you?
Well, so I have this game that you can achieve really good stuff, and sometimes when I'm
What kind of
about
stuff?
like it's hard to explain, but like it's just really it's some nice stuff in the game which can get you be better, which can make you be better at the game. And like right when I'm about to achieve it, I'm not allowed to like use it anymore, like for an hour. So then I just stay on it like secretly. Sometimes it's like
Exposing yourself?
yeah,
Alright,
but
so
I get caught many times.
Alright, like yeah. So I mean, that's a tricky one too, right? Like, especially when you're just about to reach that level or skill or whatever it is that you know you're trying to achieve, right? And then your mum or your dad or your teacher says, "Turn it off, no more," and then you secretly, you know, go and play it. So, in that sense, right, a video game is good. No, why?
I mean, well, I like video games, so I'm probably going to like defend video games. But I mean, you can get more creative. Like, actually, I think there's like this like boxer who plays a lot of video games, and he has like quick reflexes because of like violent video games that he plays
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But I feel like it can affect you in a way that I don't know.
Well, where you're given an instruction to put it away, finish it, especially when you've been working hard to achieve something, and just as you're about to do it, you're told, no, turn it off, go to bed, or eat your dinner, or something like that. But then you still go and do it. Are video games good because of that reason? Is it the video games?
No,
Or is it the user?
it's the user.
Yeah?
Yes, it's the user who is addicted.
Alright, cool. Yeah.
I think it said that there's a boxer that like has quick reflexes because of video games that he plays. Well, I know this person that has been in video games for like his whole life. And like one time we went to go out and play, and like he was a goalkeeper, and I just shot like a goal at him, but he missed it. And then like someone was like, "Dude, how did you not block that?" And he's like, "Dude, I'm pressing X. That's how I block." That's that. I can tell that he only plays like FIFA and stuff like that.
So my question is, if you have kids or even us students, would you let us play games, and what type of games would you let us play?
Great question.
Oh, it's a really good question. I don't know if I would let my kids play video games. Only because, right? Only because as an adult, I can see what it could do to young people without them realizing. Well, I know all parents say that because, do you know what I mean? And like, and it's good and bad. Do you know what I mean? But what I don't want them to miss out on is things that I missed on. So like conversations with my friends about video games.
But will you give them like a time, like 15 minutes a day or something like that?
Yes, it'd probably be like certain controls and settings and systems around it. What game would I let them play? Well, it depends how old they are.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
11?
If they're 11?
Like my brother, he's 8, and he plays a bunch of bad games too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about blood and guts and stuff like that.
So
in my
not like
house and violence.
Uncharted or like God of War or like Horizon. No, obviously not very like.
Probably not.
Not someone like below 10.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, we might stay with the whole Mario Kart.
Like I would let them do like games that should.
Candy
like,
Crush.
Candy Crush. There you are.
Yeah,
Snake
you could do that.
for all the older users out there.
Yeah. All of us from the
Pac-Man.
80s.
Pac-Man, I love
I
Pac-Man.
love that. Yeah, but like I wouldn't let them play games that have blood in it until
Yeah.
they're like 12 or something.
Yeah, until they're old enough. Right, so we're gonna turn to another audience member to ask our panel. Second question. Introducing Lucila.
So, well, I don't remember who said it, but someone say that if you play a video game, a violent video game, you will start making like things outside, like weird things or like bad things. So, like, does that happen when you're addicted to it, or if if I play one time, that will happen to me?
Right, so one-time users or users who aren't so frequent with, like, say, violent games, would that necessarily happen to someone like that? Or is it more likely to happen to someone who's addicted?
That could happen if you play like a lot. Like if you play the first time, he's like, But if he plays a lot, he will like it and he will like what he does in there, and he will do the same. but only if he does it a lot of time. Not too long, I think.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I play violent video games and like I don't just like get up every day and like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, just like in my game,
Yeah, sure.
and it's fun. But I only play violent video games because I find them like interesting because it also like survival.
Sure. So it's not necessarily the game as such,
It's the
or video game, it's the user, so it kind of depends, yes.
Yeah, so if you play like one time, it won't affect you that much. But if you play it many times, that could affect you, and that can make you a mean person, and that could also make you a bully. Like, you can be mean to other people just to play a video game.
Awesome, we might leave it there.
Oh, no, I.
We're running out of time.
Video games are considered like EA Sports, not just video games. Sports can invest in video games to make tournaments and can make popularity about them. And you can win a lot of money because 2-3 years ago, a 16-year-old boy won $3 million just by playing a video game. There was a 13-year-old that won $900,000. Adults that won millions of dollars just because of playing a video game for some hours, because there's every season that Fortnite has, there's an event called FNCS that you can win up to $500,000 if you win it. So it depends, because you can win money, you can win tournaments, win a lot of money, but it depends on your level, because you cannot win money if you're bad at playing video games. You need to be good at video games for that.
So yeah, you can win like a lot of money, but he didn't just like do nothing for that money. He had to work a lot to play that game. So he could probably was using that video game for like the whole day and like maybe for a week straight, because you have to be like really good to do those stuff. But to be really good, you have to be on your thing a lot of times.
I mean, Adriana has like a really good point. Like, like on YouTube, there's like YouTubers or like Twitch streamers who like play video games for like a stream or something like that, and then like their like followers say like, I'll bet like $1,000 if like you win the game or something like that. Like, yeah, but I mean, like there's a point where like you can stop, or like even like some really famous like streamers or like YouTubers, just for like doing like a 10-minute video, they get like $1,000 for just playing for a bit.
Well, I think it's not that right way to like win money. Like maybe because if you like play too much to win that money, and it's gonna hurt your eyes, and you're gonna have problems, and sometimes it's not good. So maybe because if you play like 10 minutes a day to practice, it will be like fine to practice for that day. But it depends on the people who play it.
And in that game of winning money, if you get a really addicted and you play and you get more and more money, you will want more and more and more money. You'll be spending more time there, and you will be like vicious about the money. Yeah, I was gonna say what Matias said, that you could get like really obsessive, like, and like never stop. The money.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like I do agree with you. But also, like if you're like worried you'll damage like your eyes, you can like buy special glasses for like the screen or something like that. But like you can get addicted too. But there's like pros and cons of that.
Thank you so much, crew, for your amazing questions, audience, grade 5. Now, the tables are going to turn. I'm going to see if these guys have a question for me. And then I'll attempt to answer it. Alright, who's got a question for me? Oh, Jivers. We'll go with you. We might go with you if we have time. Where do you go?
Like if you were to play like a video game, would it be violent or like life learning?
I definitely wouldn't play a violent game because I'd probably cry. I don't do too well with those types of things, and plus, I feel like from what I've seen, it's got a lot of functions.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if my fingers and my brain connect in that way to be able to like control the function. And the other thing too is that if I'm going to do something, I want to be really good at it. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where I know I'm going to have to like spend time trying to get good at. But if it's like a race car thing and it's just like, you know what I mean? Like just like switch it like that. Sweet.
My question is, what do you think or feel about video games? What do you think about video games? Are they good or bad? What do you think about it?
Well, I think the main crux of our conversation today, a video is good for children, or a video is good for our students, whatever. I think not necessarily the video game as such; it's the user, and it's also the guidance around the person who's actually using it, so parental guidance. Awesome. So that brings us to the end of another episode of Berkeley Talks. Berkeley Talks, claps, let's go. Woo! Berkeley claps for Berkeley Talks. Amazing. Where we have unlocked and unpacked some of the minds of our brightest kids here in grade 5, discussing the topic, are video games good for kids? And so we hope you interact with this. If you have any opinions of your own, please feel free to let us know. We're grade 5. This is Berkeley Talks. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.